The crew worldwide, from Cali to Twitter, real hardcore fans, boxing ass niggas, consistency cops, police the views, we'll pull up receipts for any debate you choose. Shout outs to Clan Archie for the dope production. Ring Gang stay with the best discussions. Ring Gang Radio.
Of the middleweight title that's coming this weekend on HBO, which originally was being sold as the final fight on HBO, but it turns out there'll probably be 2 to 3 more HBO cards before the year is out. You know, who knows what they're going to be somewhat, but
Make up your blood clot mind.
What the fuck, man? Come on.
Yeah.
You gotta come out with another HBO episode.
It's kind of ridiculous, but hey, you know, I'm sticking to like this must be the fight. You know, this is pretty much the fight that's pretty much important because, like I said, this is the fight that will complete the 160 middleweight puzzle. It's a triple header headed by Danny Jacobs versus Sergiy Derevyanchenko for the vacant IBF middleweight title. The IBF middleweight title that unfortunately was stripped from the Triple God due to silly circumstances. Yeah. So yeah, like this fight on paper, you know, has the potential to be something. Fight of the year candidate, you know, for sure. LB, what are your thoughts on it?
I think we're gonna be in for a treat, ladies and gentlemen. We got 2 aggressive fighters that are familiar with each other. They're both trained in, you know, together. They're very. You know what I mean? Oh man, Sergey. I think it was he was brought in Jacobs camp when they had they were training for the Triple G fight. And I heard, you know, they both got some good work off each other, so I think they, you know, they comfortable with each other against each other's styles. So
yeah, I mean, let's say, if you're sparring partners for that long, you know, I mean, I know typically, usually the sparring partner, if you spar for someone for long and then afterwards you fight them, typically the sparring partner does actually give a good count of himself. Right. So of course we have situations where Danny's 6'1" and Derevyanchenko's like 5'8" or whatever. So you would think that just off size alone that maybe Jacobs will probably win this fight.
He got really most of the advantage. Like Sergey, he might hit harder. I don't know, like, because Jacobs could hit hard too, but Jacobs don't always punch hard and, you know, all the time. Sometimes he just he throw for volume, and sometimes he sit down and try to get you out of there. But it depends on the opponent and the matchup sometimes. So
right.
Jacobs coming out there trying to be aggressive and jabbing and trying to maybe overwhelm Derevyanchenko and push him back, or maybe and kind of box with it and turn him. But Derevyanchenko, he has good footwork. You know what I mean? He knows how to slip and get inside and make his way in there so he could get off his punches in his range and shit. So I just think like the style matchup is great. We're gonna see like a real good, you know, fight, man. Like the middleweight been kind of delivering this year, and this is just another. It's another one.
Yeah, exactly. And like I said, I mean, even though I'm not happy on the circumstances of how this title was, you know, how this title is going to be won.
Yeah, because this is a vacant title. I mean, like, ain't like they fighting a real champ for that shit. But
right, and then Jacobs already lost the previous
top
guy. You know, but yeah, like this will probably be the fight of the weekend, and I am definitely looking forward to it.
What's your percentage on this? Like, who you favoring? Like, who you really like? You think it's 50-50? Like,
it can be 50-50. I mean, if I have to give, I'd give it to probably maybe Jacobs, just off more experience.
like,
The only thing with Jacobs is obviously his chin is he has a very suspect chin. So, and the advantages he would have are somewhat negated because him and Derevyanchenko have sparred together for so many times. So it's not like they're not gonna each one of them not gonna show anyone new. So it's just I have a thing that I think it's just
we just gonna see like the top level of what they did in sparring because in sparring, it's different situations. You know what I'm saying? Like it can be necessarily working on something, and then Jacobs is a dude getting to work, so he's fighting maybe he's sparring more rounds, and Derevyanchenko coming in there fresh. And after Jacobs done sparred 3 or 4 rounds with another guy who's been fresh, so maybe Derevyanchenko never saw Jacobs at his peak, in these sessions. You know what I mean? It could be up and down, go both ways.
Yeah, I mean, because especially, most people, sparring, good sparring means you don't go absolutely crazy because, if you go hard in sparring, you can knock off your prime a lot quicker than you expect.
But one thing I'll say this though, like, and this almost on something the eye test shit, like, shout out to my nigga PJ. Because I know I've mentioned this to him before. Even when you sparring and you're the guy catching work, you still should try to control and win the round just off ring general shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like, even though you're working on something, I mean, you still should try to control the round. Like, you don't just have niggas be wailing on your ass, and you know what I mean. And you ain't gotta kill a motherfucker. But you should win.
Right.
So when you look at it that way, and you look at these guys, they young champion quality material. Like, I know you had to have some good fucking sparring sessions in that shit, and I think it just gonna transfer to the motherfucking fight.
And I can't wait. And then, I mean, HBO actually decided to build an actual card. Originally, it was a doubleheader. I mean, because they have as a co-feature, they have Alberto Machado, the real WBA super featherweight champion, not Tank, and and he's facing what's his name, Yuan Dale Evans. He's from Cleveland, East Cleveland. So I know the Cleveland cats that I know are gonna be listening. They're gonna be watching this.
Cleveland produced some good fighters, yo. Like, they consistent. Like, I ain't saying everybody is like, pound for pound level, but on some, if you had a place that was just like a factory in boxing, like them niggas got like some type of factory over there. They produce boxers.
They do, man. And then we'll see if it actually produce a new champion. And I have on paper, I think it's an interesting fight. I mean, it could either be Machado knocks him out, or we may get a surprise, fight of the year out of this. And also too, we also have in the women's side Heather Hardy versus Shelly Vincent. Shelly Vincent, I've seen live fight 2 times. Not a lot of power. She only has 1 career KO, and I was not there to witness it, unfortunately.
Wow.
Yeah, her fight's going to difference. Hardy is a slightly harder puncher. She's not that way though. I've seen Hardy fight once live, but apparently, their first fight, if I'm not mistaken, was like a war. I did not catch that fight. So I guess the fact that they managed to get this fight televised, meaning we should expect something out of the norm for these two. So
hey, I'm all for it, man. Women's boxing's been lit.
Yeah, I definitely do not mind if the women can put on a good show to get shit warmed up, man. Shit, more power to them. So
Yeah.
Salute to Hardy.
We're equal fade opportunists over here. Like everybody can shoot the fade.
Right, exactly.
Men, women, everybody.
Just make sure when you do you respect the game. That's all I ask.
Yeah.
Respect the damn game. So that triple header should be pretty interesting to watch. And of course, now I know there are people there who have already canceled HBO, whatever. That are scrambling like, what the fuck? How am I gonna watch this shit? So it's I mean that sounds like a personal problem.